Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you tell me if any of this is actually working? Because once again, things are up the wall. Chaos, 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 chaos. Botrix has correctly joined the channel twice. Hi. How is everyone? Are we all alright? I'm a little short of breath. I did make it. Like that. Yin yang, man. It's all about balance. On the plus side, having a blue badge meant I was able to park right next to the stadium. On the bad side, it meant when I come out, I had to wait until the police allowed the road to reopen. So I was sat there in my car. Thankfully, I'd made me thermos mug of tea, and that was still hot by the time I got out, bizarrely. I sat there drinking my tea, listening to music, waiting for the road to reopen. And then, obviously, 40,000 people leaving a football stadium. Bedlam, chaos. But, yeah. Anyway, who have we got on? Esther. Hoe gaat het? Ben je goed? Kirsty. Sleepy. Mandy. I did make it. Yeah, new hat. I did. I had to get a new hat. It was fucking freezing out there tonight. And the one I took with me wasn't really warm enough. I have just about 2 minutes ago took my coat off as well. And I was wearing layers and I was still cold. Casper, how you doing, mate? So I was surprised how quickly I managed to get home, considering how long it took. As soon as I was out of the main traffic and then heading back towards Southport, it was easy, but chaos before that. And obviously an utterly shit result and an awful day. But on the plus side, I don't know, I can't think. One of the lads who sits in front of me said, I saw that documentary that you and your dad did, and I've got no idea how I've managed to get top billing in that particular documentary, considering it's about my dad. So it should be he should be on top. He's got the star billing, not me. But that was interesting anyway. And it was also interesting seeing all the protests before the game and hearing all the fireworks going off and all that manner. Even the Man United fans, quite a few of them took the to hand this. Yeah, took loads of them in with them. And I think they joined in pretty much. And it was nice to see, because the Premier League really is corrupt. We've known that for years. It's just that things like this have made it more obvious to us as Evertonians, because people just don't, or teams don't get treated the same. It's ridiculous. The big six can get away with murder. And it was funny, I said before the game to one of my mates, we are going to get punished in every game possible. The referees will give the opposition everything they possibly can and will turn a blind eye to everything that happens to us, because we have dared to criticise the product that is the Premier League. So, and of course, he booked one of their players for diving, went to VAR, a clear and obvious penalty, not a fucking chance. An opportunity to do us over, and they took it. There you go. But that's what it is. Saf, how you doing, mate? So yeah, do you know what? These conversations, there's a lot of truth in them when you just sat around talking to your mates. We almost got relegated in 94 and then again in 98. If we'd have gone down in either of those years, I would have been devastated. If we get relegated this season, I'll be disappointed. That's it. Part of me actually likes the idea of going to the Championship just to get away from the absolute cesspit that is the Premier League. Sorry, Mandy, it's been a football day today. Cape Town City, are they top of the table, are they? Fantastic, like to hear it. That's what you want to see. How you doing, Steve? You alright, mate? The replay was only shown once in the stadium, and I think so it was a penalty. We just thought it looked like it was a penalty that 14 clubs in the Premier League wouldn't get given for them, and unfortunately it was against one of the 6 teams who do get them penalties given for them. If it was the other way around, there's no way on earth we would have got it, just because it wouldn't have been a clear and obvious mistake if it was us that happened to. With it being United, obviously, yeah. But there you go. Not worth moaning about. Fuck them. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, Young stuck his foot out. Young always sticks his foot out. Just by what the showing the replays in the stadium, it just looked like the lad ran into him. Deliberately ran into him, but if it's a penalty, it's a penalty. It's going to happen all season anyway. I even said when it went to VAR, to stop fucking about, just give them the penalty you're going to anyway. Save us the 5 or 10 minutes it's going to take. Otherwise I'm going to be late for my stream. Obviously you were the first people I thought of. But yeah, sod it. Doesn't really matter, does it? It's only football. It's only a game. Honest, it's only a game. Funny that though. It's the first time. Pink is a sort of shade of red, isn't it? Sort of. It's the first time I've looked around and seen Goodison Park, which is normally a sea of blue and white, seeing it anything other than that, being a shade of pink, a sort of a reddy-ish colour. But it was interesting. Yep. Crack on with the footy. No one can argue with the first goal. It was funny. As soon as the ball was crossed, you could see the lad, his body shape changing. And everyone just went, this is going in. And it went in. Gee, you couldn't have made it any better. For the first half, I don't think there was anything in that game apart from an absolutely fantastic goal. There was nothing between the two teams. Fair play, second half, they upped the game slightly, but that is an absolute hell of a goal. Sponsored by Barbie. It was very close to being sponsored by Barbie. We were close to setting fire to the stadium. It would have been a huge barbecue. Interesting day anyway. It didn't take me long to get down there, and then I had an hour of standing round in the cold waiting to get into the stadium in desperate need of a pee. And as soon as I managed to get up the stairs, I did. And then, of course, being the dickhead that I am, I went and bought 2 coffees, one at a time, obviously, because it was cold, and I managed to get them down me. So I had 2 Douwe Egberts before the game, and I was riled up waiting for it. Yeah, Steve, the United keeper made some good saves. We had loads of chances, especially in the first half. So it tells you a lot about how the game went. The result makes it look as though it was really one-sided, and it wasn't. We had some fairly decent opportunities there. Oh, why is this being ridiculous? I hate these things sometimes. Go away, go away. Yep. Mandy, knitting because you're allergic to real cats. You can't be allergic to knitted cats. That would be an absolutely abysmal thing to go to a doctor with. I'm sure this OBS thinks I'm stupid. Keep saying things to me like, are you sure? Are you sure? Yes, I'm an adult. I am trying to stream to 2 different places at once tonight, by the way, just as a bit of a test to see if the software works. And I don't know if it's working or not. So if something strange crops up, someone else, a different kind of icon or something, it's because I'm on Twitch as well, even though I've got no followers. You know what I mean? Yep, Steve, as a Norwich fan, you will feel my frustration. Fingers crossed you bounce up as well, and we're both in the Premier League, spending our time kicking the lumps out of the so-called Big Six. Yep, Esther, yours died in 2019, and since then it's Twitter cats, and there are plenty of Twitter cats out there as well, isn't there? Loads of them. Blue Sky's like that as well for some strange reason. Absolutely full of cats. The Ninja Potato on this thumbnail is one of Mandy's creations. I might have to speak to you as well. Something cropped up on the on me YouTube for channel memberships, which eventually, if I have enough hours and followers and that, I will set up, and everyone who's on here will get one free of charge. Obviously, I don't want to charge anyone for it, but I'm going to have to start doing different coloured potatoes for different levels, aren't I? Or for how many months it goes up and up and up and you go to a different coloured potato. So I think it'll be interesting to get that done. After 24 months you get the golden potato. That'll be rather good. Plus you can set up emojis as well so that your channel members can use them in chats. So I'm going to have to find out what kind of emojis we need to use. But that's all for the future, because I'm still 6 bajillion miles away from getting monetised. Where are we? 1,130 hours. So hopefully that'll go up after today. It's unfortunate I get stupid amounts of shorts views, but they don't count towards your watch hours. If I want to get monetised via shorts, I would have to have 10 million short views in the last 90 days, which is possible if you're a big channel. If you're not happening, bud. Not happening. Oh, man. I haven't eaten today either. I had toast this morning, and I've had nothing since. Just 2 cups of coffee. That's not good, is it? Oh, and me thermos mug of tea on the way home. Every time I come to a red light, which is every single red bleeding light in Northwest. Yeah. Mandy's latest cat is navy blue and bright red. Good combination. Surprise, surprise. Kirsty needs to go and find a charger. The queen of the lost chargers. Yes, you've already got 20 of each. 3 different versions already knitted. Yeah, but I mean, I need to make a little, I think it's a 42 pixel by 42 pixel image of it that people can put in the chats and what have you. So I've got to try and work that one out. A little bit of toast. Yep, that was on the other day, funnily enough. I can't think where it was. Was it Top of the Pops on BBC 4? I haven't been watching that lately, but yeah, that song was on. Paul Young, of course. Before he was Paul Young, if that makes sense. I mean, he's always been Paul Young, but before we knew him as Paul Young. But sorry, you have to excuse me, just my phone's gone absolutely apeshit. Obviously, being in a stadium full of people, it gets to about 20 minutes before kick-off and you just don't get any signal at all. And it took me till I got home before everything started pinging through. I've got messages off everyone. Just, yeah. So I think I'm about to have to eat, because by the time I finish this, I won't have long to be eating before my wizard daughter decides to ring me and say, can you pick me up from a train station? I had to pick her up this morning and drop her off, and every one of them was fast asleep. They weren't up in time. Well, I've got my first message on Twitch anyway, and it's not the kind of message I was expecting. No, I don't think I'll be going to a Russian website to increase me Twitch viewers. You're alright, lad. But thanks for thinking about me. Mucho apreciado. Yeah, before wherever he laid his hat. My mate, I'm sure my mate, who's a guitarist and bass player, played drums on one of his songs, and must have spent that much time with him. He's a brilliant singer as well, my mate Phil. He can also do an absolutely insanely good Paul Young singing impression. I mean, to the point where you think you were in the same room as him. It's crazy. Paul Young made you miss a party indirectly. Come on, Mandy, let us know. How did that happen? You can't just give us the headline. You need to give us the story underneath that one. Did he lay his hat in your home and you had to move? Is that what it is? Shiny this hat, isn't it? I knew it was, I didn't realise just how shiny it is. Yes, beans, spill 'em. Spill the Heinz 57. I should stop talking about food really, shouldn't I? Seeing as though I'm absolutely hank. Mind you, the size of me I probably can afford to do without eating every single day. Might have to drop it down to 4 days a week, see if I can get back to my old svelte self. Yeah, don't spill the Mr. Beans. Oh, Jesus, no, don't spill the Mr. Beans. Do you like trains? Don't spill the jelly beans either. I've still got some of them in the house. I need to put them in the car, don't I, for later. Hasn't it gone cold? Hasn't it? Hasn't it though? I only noticed this about 2 or 3 days ago when I had to go out and pick Jess up, and instead of just walking out wearing my shorts, getting into the car, I was wearing 17 different layers in a survival suit. Hadden we, goedenavond, hoe gaat het met je? Ben je goed? And I had to pick her up last night, and I knew it was going to be cold, so I went and bought a freezer spray and the icer spray for the car just in case. And then I left a little bit early and went for a drive to try and heat the car up, and I still got to the station early, so I went and got my blanket. I have my blanket in the car now because I'm a proper owl bastard. Got my blanket on, heater on full, tunes turned up, little bit of Portishead dummy listening to that under my blanket, and I could have fell asleep right there and then, which thankfully I didn't. Cold here, yeah, cold here as well. Fresh on the coast, Steve. It's always fresh on the coast, isn't it? Even during the summer, you get that fresh breeze coming in, but it's a different kind of fresh, isn't it? The kind of fresh that when you breathe in, it takes you 10 minutes to breathe back out again. Temperature's going to drop below zero tonight in Nederland. It does. Netherlands misses out on the Gulf Stream like we have in the UK. We're only that far away on a map, and yeah, the temperature can be about 30 degrees difference just because of the Gulf Stream. It's crazy. If you go to the likes of the Isle of Wight or somewhere, is it the Isle of Wight or is it the Scilly Isles? It's like a tropical, they have palm trees and all kinds of stuff because the difference in weather. Just the Gulf Stream makes that much difference. And they're saying that it might, unfortunately, disappear again this year. It did that a few years ago, probably about 10 years ago, wasn't it? And then all of a sudden it went absolutely apeshit. Probably going to snow a bit, is it? Ugh. And again, it might be different now, but when we lived over there, the snow was like powder. There wasn't enough moisture in it to make a snowball. It was just powdered snow. Still cold, but it didn't feel anywhere near as cold as it does when you're near the coast. Even though it's probably a lot colder. I mean, Enschede was substantially colder than Rotterdam, or places like that. But I'm sure it would have felt colder there. Keep chatting to earn points. Points make potatoes. They do. Knitters ones especially. It was snowing in Kerkrade. Yep. So is that the home of Vitesse? Kerkrade, isn't it? Yeah. Roda. It's powder snow and a temperature as well below zero. Yeah, there's not enough moisture within it. It's crazy. Yes, they're saying it is going to be a very, very strange winter thanks to El Nino, which I can't wait for. Just what we need. And I don't know how my car is going to behave during the winter. Yeah, Roda's Kerkrade, isn't it? Roda, you say. Esther, you've leveled up to level 1. Fantastic stuff. You live in Midden Limburg. All these places that I remember from doing geography in school in the Netherlands. Or places that we drove by in the car going home. You've never seen a road sign until you've seen 's-Hertogenbosch or Schravenhagen. Fantastic. Yep, switch to the English keyboard. Vitesse was the first team Norwich played and beat in the UEFA Cup. Yeah, Vitesse Arnhem. Yep. Roda, you say. Yeah, of course, sorry. Slightly confused. Yellow and black always confuses me. And I'm shattered. Long day today. I left the house at 1 o'clock and I got back in at about 20 to 8 for a game that lasted 2 hours. Gee. And we were shit. Why do we do it? Why do we do it? Vitesse Arnhem, of course, is also the satellite club of Chelsea. If you want to talk about corruption, by the way, Chelsea used to send their players on loan to Vitesse and get them back and whatever you, and just keep the money chain going. They had a Russian owner, of course, Chelsea. The club owed him £1.5 billion in loans and he decided to write it off. Now, for some reason, that's acceptable. Everton being 19 million over our 3-year allowed losses, despite the fact that a war in Ukraine kicked off and we lost our sponsor and things like that, is not acceptable. Which is why we have shit like this. They changed the rules halfway through, phoned us up and went, oh, by the way, you're going to be over your limit because we're changing what you can do with your stadium payments. So, fuck them. If you're watching from the Premier League, fuck you. Daniel, how you doing, mate? Yeah. Up the workers. Smash the system. Seen a very famous YouTuber as well, outside the ground. So famous that I can't remember his name, but he's an Everton YouTuber who's got like ridiculous amounts of followers. And he was bouncing around in his shorts in the freezing cold, interviewing people. Yes, I am still live. Just about. Hell of a drive home. No, I quite like that drive home in the dark. It's quite nice. It wasn't raining though for a change. Normally on the way home it pisses down. Which I can only assume is I should be thankful for, because otherwise... Speedo, no, it wasn't Speedo Mick. He is there though, come rain or shine, hail and sleet, and wearing his Speedos and his boots. The absolute lunatic. He's raised so much money for charity as well, hasn't he? Fair play to him. No, it's a young lad. I'll find out what his name is now, actually. Come on, where are you? come on, what's his name? No, I'm not going to find it, am I? But he is famous in as much as he's got like 6 billion followers on YouTube. And you could see he's got a couple of quid because the fellas who were walking behind him, his crew, had some exceptionally expensive camera equipment, which for a YouTuber is bizarre. The weather forecast in Denmark is sub-zero as far as the eye can see. Yes, I can imagine. That's what you get, unfortunately, for living in a beautiful country. We live in a shithole and it's warm-ish. Yeah, I will have to film I almost tried to film the journey home, but it wasn't working, so I'm going to have to rig up the cameras next time. The driving video seems to be getting plenty of views, to be honest, bizarrely. Quite hypnotic. I wish I'd have took the video in the morning as well. You would not believe how bad the sunshine was. Thankfully it wasn't raining, otherwise I would be dead now. Trying to do 60 mile an hour across the moss on little farm tracks with the sun so low you couldn't see anything. But I managed to drop my niece off safely and pick it up later. And this week, I've had a week off, haven't I? Today is my last day of my week off, and then I'm back to work tomorrow. I have done fuck all, absolutely nothing that I planned to do all week. I needed to rearrange some of the bedroom stuff, which I've not been able to. Some of the cables and cable management stuff, not been able to. Oh, sorry, I lie. I have managed one thing that was on my whiteboard of shame, or the whiteboard of hope, which is now the whiteboard of shame. I got my car cleaned. I went to hand washing, got my car cleaned by some very swarthy looking Polish fellas. Brilliant lads. £7, did a magnificent job and gave me an air freshener. Hello boss. Well, I'm not a boss, but fair play, mate. I always like going there, making sure they get a few quid, give me a tenner. Didn't want me change back because I'm like that, generous to a fault. Where are you? Let's be having you. Ardelia. She was absolutely steaming, wasn't she, on that day? Yeah, fingers crossed, no black ice next week. On and off, it'll be freezing, so it could be tricky. I have smashed the front of my dad's car on black ice when I was 19. 3 weeks after hitting a car in the same car. They were the only 2 accidents I've had in my entire driving career so far, and they happened within 3 weeks of each other. But that was on black ice, just absolutely all over the place. Esther, you're not a boomer, you're Gen X. We know this. The influencers, there's someone called me a YouTuber the other day. I'm not a fucking YouTuber. I've got a channel, that's it. Oh, that was on the stream, wasn't it? Laz and Kev were calling me a YouTuber. I'm not. I'm a dude with a channel. Proper influencers and YouTubers, they can do the bizzo. Like this lad, I will remember his name, but he was bouncing down Gladys Street with about 4 grand's worth of kit behind him. You don't normally get that if you're just a scruff like me bouncing down with your phone in your hand. Mind you, my phone does 8K videos, so I can't complain, can I? Casper's I can currently see until December the 6th. Can you tell all the Dutch people what they're going to get for Sinterklaas then? If you can see that far in the future. Yeah, at least if it freezes and stays frozen, you don't have that kind of issue, do you? That's all your parents watch, journeys made in coaches and lorries and trains. In that case, I am going to absolutely fill the channel full of stuff like that. Steve, get them to watch every video. I did find it quite hypnotic myself, watching it back. I just wish I could have put some of my own music over it, but obviously I'm shit at the moment. The night before last Christmas it was -15. That is ridiculous. That is heavy salad, man. Heavy salad. Yes, had a week. You should find some poles to clean your car. Well, it will smell like muddy dogs and hay if you've had muddy dogs and hay in there. And the Polish lads are absolutely superb. They're great lads and very quick. Always go above and beyond. They give you an air freshener, a very subtle. It's a lemon one in the shape of a heart as well. That you have to. It's like a 3D one that you can open up slightly. Which I didn't realise until my niece went, "Oh, you need this with it." And now it looks fantastic. But yeah, good lads, good lads. Top shine on Eastbourne Road in Southport if you're ever passing. Not that people from Denmark and the Netherlands and Norwich will be passing, but you never know, do you? Only the weather, of course. Sinterklaas should be wind through the trees kind of weather. Hoor de wind, waait voor door de bomen, yes. Hear the wind blowing through the trees. Saint Nick, I wish. December 5th, of course, yeah. I've got a friend who's from Kirby, just outside Liverpool, whose family are Dutch. And she took the tradition on, and her and her son, who must be now about 30 or something, they still do it to this day. They still celebrate the 5th. Yeah, December the 5th in Nederland, December the 6th in Belgium. Saint Nick, don't give me delusions of grandeur. Come on, Mandy, I've already got delusions of grandeur. Like I said, the lad today went to the video or the documentary that you and your dad made. It was about me dad, it wasn't about me, but you know, it's nice to see that I'm getting me top billing, star status. Oh, yeah, the Christmas tree lights and giving out candy to the child. I'm going to have to keep an eye out for that, by the way. We do have a Santa Claus that goes round this estate on the back of it. He's on a sleigh, but on the back of a lorry with loads of music blaring, and the kids always chase behind him. It's great to see, and I'll have to do a little bit of a video later on as well if I can, just driving through Southport to show you the lights that we have up. That'd be nice. The Belgians celebrate it in the morning after Sinterklaas came at night, right? So it's slightly different. Not so jolly Saint Nick tonight, definitely not. Pissed off Nick tonight. Annoyed with the corrupt Premier League bastards tonight. It's always the last Saturday in November. None of this should be allowed in November. There's already houses around here that are absolutely full of lights, and you think, you know what, it still is November, it's not December yet. Chillax. 26th of November. Oh, it's my mum and dad's anniversary tomorrow. 51 years married. How many life sentences is that? Fair play to them, though. They're still together. Yours has got a grey horse. I saw a grey horse earlier, didn't I? Did I? Didn't I? I did, didn't I? Didn't I? Where are we? Camera. I took loads of pictures earlier. Well, it's not grey, it's white, and I missed it because it's the one at the front. Yeah. But there you go anyway. Was a grey one. No sledge. He does have Zwarte Pieten instead of elves. Congratulations to me mum and dad. Thank you, Mandy. 51 years. Isn't it weird? They got married 27th of November 1972 and I was born on the 10th of April 1973. Just to get in dead quick. Ollie Harrison doing his charity tractor run around Liverpool on the 10th. That should be good. Hopefully he'll make a good few quid there. We are quite a generous city when it comes to stuff like that. Inside number 9 they had the Krampus. Absolutely superb episode that looked really, really genuinely 70s or 80s, didn't it? Yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch that, it's well worth watching. Inside number 9, man. Caspi said hi to a man in town today. He's the father of an old schoolmate. She's 34 like you and her dad's 48. Jeez. That's an early start, that, isn't it? Fair play to him. Oof. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Congratulations to me mum and dad. I had to get my dad a card for me mum because obviously he's not well at all. He's had pneumonia and he's looking a bit better, but he's absolutely wiped out. Just going upstairs or coming downstairs, and he's blowing for tugs. Had a week. He went to München once with Christmas. They had a Krampus processions. I bet that's nice. But yeah, Germany's nice and Christmas anyway. They seem to do that. They seem to do it well from what I've seen on the TV. Yeah, the Krampus Inside Number 9 episode is superb. Inside Number 9 had a week is it's a TV series of individual episodes, some comedic, some very dark, some horror. Really, really good. Probably the best thing on TV. Superbly written, very intelligent. The Krampus episode, you'd swear it was from the 70s or 80s. It looked really good. An anthology series with very, very dark twists. Some of the twists just blow you away how good they are. Even if you're really good at seeing these things, not all of them. There's been times I've been watching it and just had to pull my jaw off the floor. It's been crazy. Yeah, from the writers of the League of Gentlemen. So it's going to be dark. And if you like the League of Gentlemen and Inside Number 9, watch Psychoville as well, which is another Pemberton and Shearsmith work of art. Very, very dark. That's one of the darkest things I've ever seen, I think. Psychoville, with a brilliant cast as well. Well, you've got David Sowerbutts and his mum. How many murders the serial killers? Oh, man, crazy. I think you'd like Inside Number 9. I like anything, whether it's TV or film or music, where they don't insult me intelligence. I'm not an idiot, I can work things out for myself. Put all your little bits and pieces in, I'll work it out, and if I can't work it out, I'll check it out later myself. But they give their audience some credit for being smart enough to work things out for themselves and to be well enough read or well enough versed in things. Definitely worth watching. Hopefully, there's a new series, isn't there? When was the last one? Probably it'll be the start of next year. I would have thought they'll have a Christmas special as normal, and then it'll start in February or March, the new one. If you like Black Mirror, then you'll definitely like Inside Number 9. That's slightly off the wall, askew kind of looking at life. Brilliant, superbly written, superbly played. Yeah, Mandy, the one that you watched about the snuff movie, that was the Krampus one. That was the Christmas Krampus special. It would put you off, but if you go back and watch some of the other ones, there's a great one called Bernie Clifton's Dressing Room, which was about 70s or 80s comedy duo. So anything like Cannon and Ball or Little and Large, it was just like that. About their relationship together, it is superb. Daniel, no worries, mate. Much love back to you. Just found an app that uses AI to create songs. Good luck. I look forward to seeing some of that. See what you come back with. And then if you create the songs, we can react to them. How's that? Yeah, the hoax one, it was supposed to be on the buses. Again, this is how horrible they are at times. They had everyone really, really up and excited for an episode that looked like it was going to be a remake of On the Buses, and it turns out it was just a piss take. The last episode had nothing to do with it. So just they're constantly messing with you. They also, Inside Number 9, did a live version, or it was supposed to be a live version, and it was absolutely insane. I mean, genuinely. Just watching it, you didn't know what was real and what wasn't real. Brilliant. Yes, every episode is in a house or a place with a number 9 on it. And every episode, the same as the League of Gentlemen, has an owl, a little owl figure, or little rabbit, isn't it? Sorry. Little rabbit figure that appears somewhere in the background. Spoilers, yes, Mandy, spoilers. Car, changing room, everything's got a number 9 on it. The rough draft will be in the RDA. Nice to see. Yeah, the Halloween live version was just on another planet. It went full meta. But what you can do with the whole concept of live TV and social media at the same time, it's a hare, that's it, sorry, isn't it? Not a rabbit, but it's a hare. And the hare appeared in all the League of Gentlemen as well, apparently. I like that, it's a good idea. I need to start making more music. My occupational therapist on Friday said just grab a guitar, even if you can't play it, just grab it and pick it up. Get used to holding it in your hands again, hold the neck. I mean, just doing that, even now, trying to grab my hand, I end up with the tremors. I did very well on Friday, by the way. I was going to do a video about it, but I completely forgot because I was absolutely fookhead. Some of the stuff I couldn't do 2-3 weeks ago, I could do on Friday. So I'm definitely improving to the point where I have another appointment in 2 weeks' time, and I might possibly be discharged from occupational therapy as well. Just so I can carry on doing it myself. I've got everything I need. I'll just, if I went back there every week, I'd just be going there to keep them company, and they've got other people you need to see to. So, yeah, no spoilers, no more spoilers, no more, no mas. So I'll be left on my own again, like I was at the start of the year. But this time round, I'll be in a much better position because I'll know exactly what I need to do. It is good news, Hadwig, but I will still need to torture myself. I still need to carry on doing what they do with me. My fantastic occupational therapist, Lynn, is a marvel. She's got me into a position where I can do things I couldn't do. Going back a few weeks, a couple of months ago, I was really struggling with some stuff, but now I'm getting there. And obviously my physiotherapist, Gwyn, she discharged me ages ago because they did the same thing. They got me in a position where all I need to do now is just keep on doing what I'm doing, keep practicing. I don't need to learn anything else. I just need to keep on doing it. I've got me little bits and pieces for on the kitchen table, me practicing. So I think I'm going to be all right. I need to make sure that I push myself. Keep pushing and pushing and pushing, but not exhaust myself. Keep pushing to make sure that I'm improving all the time. You don't improve if you push yourself to the point of exhaustion, but you do if you push yourself just far enough where you feel it. And I need to walk more, although the weather's not really good for it. Although I did hit my steps today, obviously going to match. I always do. Yep, I've got the tools and the PMA. I'm all about the PMA. But without that, I wouldn't have even got there in the first place. So I'm glad. You painted a picture of the Owl from the Wise Owl episode. That was a fantastic episode. That for anybody who grew up watching public information films in the 70s, the real heavy stuff that we used to watch as kids, it was just like going back and watching them. It was crazy. Mandy, I know your pushes, which is good. I like that. I like the fact that there's always people around me who are willing to not necessarily give me a bollocking, but tell me you need to be doing something a bit more. You need to be pushing it a bit more. Don't let it drop. That's the main thing. Not necessarily a case of push it. It's more don't let it drop. Have you done something this week? No, we'll get on with it and do it. A little and often, yeah. Exactly what it is. The good thing about it as well, if you do it that way with a physical or a neurological injury, you can do it that little and often. When I go to the kitchen to make a cup of tea, which I do, despite the fact that the cups are this big, I still go to the kitchen and make loads of them in a day. And while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, I'll do me standing on tiptoes, and I'll do the thing where I put me hand down on the counter, and like I make a snooker bridge. All these little things that, just while I'm making a cup of tea, it doesn't feel like I'm doing any exercise. When you add them all together for the rest of the day, I've done like a half an hour workout, and it really does help. Yeah, it was a great episode, that Esther. Absolutely fantastic episode. If you'd have seen the stuff that we watched as kids, the information films, you'd just see how good it is, how realistic it was. They absolutely nail it whenever they do a pastiche or something. They absolutely nail it. It does take slightly more energy to move and walk in winter as the air is heavier, yes, and also because it's colder. Your body needs to warm up and get the temperature anyway, so everything is going against you. But of course, the more energy that you need to move and walk, the more hopefully I'll be able to lighten up. I need to lighten a little bit, just a little bit, not much, just a little bit. I also need to walk a hell of a lot more, because eventually I will be expected to go back to work, to walk into the office, to walk around the office. When I'm at home, all I'm doing, if I need to go to the bathroom, I walk out to this room just round the corner and into there. The kitchen's there. I don't have to walk. No, it's not even miles really, but it's a fair walk to go make a cup of tea or go to the bathroom in work. So I have to get myself up there. Yeah, no backing out. And there's 8 of you in the chat at the moment. You can all nag me. Nag me. Do it. Make sure you click on like as well, because if you do, you'll get a little thing pops up, doesn't it? And also click on like anyway, because it's good for Olga. Olga likes it when you do. Yeah, older information films has this German fairy tale aspect. Like they want to frighten you into acting correctly. That's exactly what they want to do, Casper. It was done deliberately to make sure that, I don't want to go through this. It looked awful. I won't fly a kite next to an electric pylon. And to be fair, I never have done. You went outside to vote, yes, in the freezing cold. Isn't it always the way? Always seems to be whenever you need to vote, it's either late on in the year where it's cold, or it's sort of March, April, May, and it's pissing down with rain. Now, Mandy doesn't nag, do you? No one in this chat nags. It's encouragement. That's all it is, encouragement. Gentle encouragement. And it's nice to see. I don't think I've got anyone who nags me. Not even my daughter. Mind you, she can't really nag because I'm driving like a tit all the time, aren't I? Picking her up and her mate up all the time. Why would you nag your dad if he's doing that for you? And the girls, of course, all really nice girls. Always thankful. Just, it's no big deal, me picking them up while I'm picking my daughter up, you know what I mean? But it's always nice to be thanked. Very, very polite kids. Doesn't happen too often, does it? So when they do, when you've got polite kids around you, I think it's nice to appreciate them and acknowledge that. Yes, man. So you can nag when you can be bothered. Oh yeah, Darth Vader showing us out across the road. Or a cat called Charlie telling us not to take sweets off of strangers. And also, always tell your parents when you go somewhere. Isn't that strange, right? We had Charlie. Always tell your mum and dad when you go somewhere. And then you've got Dora the Explorer, whose parents apparently don't give an airborne fuck about her because she just disappears all the time and has adventures. Nowhere to be seen. Never an adult anywhere. Don't nag Taxi Dad. Yep. Although I almost nagged her this morning. I almost nagged her this morning. I rang her up. What time was it? So what time train are you getting? I think we're getting about the 9:30. And I looked at the clock and I went, there's not a fucking chance you're getting the 9:30. You're still half asleep. And it's about 9:05 now. So by the time I come and pick you and your mates up, it'll be too late. To be fair, they've been working. They've been in college every day, placement every day, and then working, as well as working full weekends. Every one of them seems absolutely exhausted. I'll be glad when the Christmas markets are over and they can go back to just chilling a little bit, because I think they all deserve it. They've all worked hard. Doris from Chile, they do it slightly different there. Yep. Swipe, I know, swiping. I used to hate that. Constantly, that's all you'd ever hear in the house. Swipe, I know, swiping. Or Peppa Pig theme tune. Jeez. Sure, it's done deliberately, isn't it? Just to wind the parents up. Thankfully, I avoided Baby Shark. And instead of hearing Baby Shark, I've been listening to the Arctic Monkeys with my daughter. By the way, she loves the Smiths. How proud of a dad am I? That album you gave me the other day, Dad, the Smiths, yeah, I love it. Every song that's on it's great. Thank you very, very much. You're saying all the right things. Dora is from Chile, yes she is. I know the Explorer is not really a Chilean or Hispanic name, but you know, she is. Dora, of course. Every time I see her or hear the name, I kind of thinking of the thick of it. Malcolm Tucker, Peter Capaldi, calling the minister Dora the fucking Explorer because she had a hair in a bob. Brilliant. I love that. The thick of it. Used to think it was a comedy show, and now it just looks like a documentary, unfortunately. I wonder how I'm doing on Twitch. Must have zero consecutive viewers. There must have been someone though. Otherwise I wouldn't have got that message in the first place. Yep, past the 2k as well. Cheers, Steve. I have done, but again, unfortunately, I'd say about 90% of my followers come from my shorts, and they're all expecting silly cheese-based music puns, and they're really disappointed when I'm driving from Southport to Berska or talking about my brain exploding. I can imagine someone in the middle of nowhere, oh, you know, he's so funny. What's this melty-faced head exploding bastard talk that he's going on about? Oh man, they don't do that Baby Shark shit. I hate that song. Yeah, 2050. As Frankie Outta Hollywood said, we're heading in the right direction. That's why you were in my fridge, indeed, Steve. I've seen someone else doing a little trailer. I don't know if you know it, Nick Nimmin. He's a YouTube guru. And he does a really, obviously, quite professional looking job. Drinking his cup of coffee, walking around the studio singing as a trailer. And I thought, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And the reason my trailer looks the way it does, and I do apologise for the crotch shot, but it was meant to look a little bit like the start of the Royal Family, the opening credits. So I couldn't wear my Ricky Tomlinson yellow shirt because I haven't got one. But I just thought, you know, if I sat down, it'd look like him. Why have I got subs in my shorts? Nowhere else to put them. The IV pump in the hospital sounded like Baby Shark. That would have drove me absolutely fucking nuts. It's helping you. I know, but it's driving me mental. TV my ass. Now then, Lurky. What do we think about the colours as well? I've gone from YouTube wanker teal and orange to slightly less YouTube wanker blue and purple. It's quite chill. Which one do you prefer? The orangey and blue one or that one? I like that one. More of a chilled vibe. Plus purple's my favourite colour. Obviously. Me and Prince. We be breaders. Anyway. Tales from the Crypt with Jeff. What's he going to do this time round? My audition for the Pringles advert didn't go great, if I'm honest. Yes, that looks a little bit over the top, that one. Went to Turkey to get my teeth done. I think I look fit as fuck, mate. It's definitely a strong vibe there. Brimstone put on by Jean-Paul Goathorns, the scent of a maniac. Jeff has got cheekbones for days in that last picture. That must have been airbrushed to absolute fook. Not having that. Me and Prince, we go way back. Right, so that comment will make more sense when you watch it back. Timing is everything. That's what they say, isn't it? The secret of comedy is timing. That's the colour Virgin Atlantic using the planes. I wouldn't know. I haven't been on a plane since, I can't even remember, 2018, 2019, and even that was to Belfast and back, which the return journey from Belfast to Liverpool took 25 minutes, I think. The girl got halfway down the aisle with the trolley selling ale, and we had to start landing. Yep. JPG, Jeff, is fit, isn't he? He's definitely got the cheekbones for it. I like his clothing as well. He's got a bit of a steampunk goth vibe going on. Kirst, how can you not find a charger? Do we need to have an amnesty? We need to send in, everyone who's got a spare charger, send it in to Kirsty. Have them sellotaped all around the house. I've got a little charger there. It's a light as well. Not sponsored. Oh, speaking of which, don't forget Charcoal Coffee Company, our good friend Adam. Fantastic coffee. The link is below in the description. If you're in the UK at the moment, I don't think he sells outside the UK, but try it. It is fantastic. Me loves it. Me loves it lots. Yes, Kirsty, you've got to abdicate your throne as the Queen of... Actually, no. Steve, no, you're wrong there. She stays on the throne as the Queen of Lost charges. If she found them all the time, she'd have to abdicate and give it to someone else. Then she'd be the Queen of Found charges. So I think you're alright for that one. Yeah, the same from there to London. It's fairly close, isn't it? Schiphol to London. I think the last time I went, in fact, 1988, we went to Los Angeles, and the plane that we had to get on, we had to go from Manchester to Schiphol and then get a KLM 747 all the way to LA, which went across the Arctic Circle by over the top of the pole rather than round. Amazing. Yeah, that was the last time I went to Schiphol. Before that, we went on a little 14-seater, which was scary. No, Steve, you're not always wrong, mate. Definitely not. Definitely wrong with that one, though. She's still the Queen of Lost charges because you can't find any anywhere. Fit Jeff on a catwalk, yes. I will put him in the RDA. Hedwig, you will want to see him. He was looking mighty fine, has to be said. All right, Kev, how you doing, mate? Yeah, thank you for the apologies for the loss. Congratulations on your win. Don't worry, not going to be set off. It's going to be fine, Steve, honest. There's no problem at all here, no problem. It's out my system. It's fine. I didn't want the 3 points anyway. You can keep them. So, Kirsty, the one that you did find had been chewed on by a cat and is no longer working. Surprise, surprise. Cats do stuff like that, don't they? So it's about the only one you've deserved this season. I was just saying, the first half, I didn't think there was anything in that game. I thought both teams were just pretty equal. We had more chances in that first half than we've had in entire games. Onana made a few saves, but in the second half, he definitely deserved it. Pub, I fancy a pint. Kebabs are on me. Jeff's trying to bribe people now. I'm not happy with this. First of all, he was kicking off, trying to scare people, and now he's realised that the chat isn't scared of him. He's now trying to bribe you with kebabs and stuff. Disgraceful behaviour. Yeah, how can he make moon landings happen, but they can't make cat-proof charges? Somebody needs to be able to do that. What's the opposite of catnip? There must be something. Got to be something that you can put on them. Free kebabs, yes, from our Jeff. Goal of the season. It's got to be up there. Steve, level 10, brilliant. Well done, mate. That's what we like to see. Yeah, unfortunately that goal, I'm right behind the goal where it went in, and where I'm sat, I looked diagonally down at where he was about to hit it, and I knew just by his body shape it was going in. And he did indeed overhead the thunder bastard it right into the top corner, which was nice. Plus, fair play to a lot of the United fans who were carrying our Premier League corrupt little banners today. Took them with them, joined in with some of the protests outside. So fair play to them. Right, so taking the cats to the vet doesn't help. They just pee on themselves and hate you for half a day. I'm presuming that is the cats, because I know some kids are like that as well, aren't they? In fact, some adults are like that. I almost peed on myself and hated myself for half a day earlier. Steve, you're not bothered anymore. Everyone's bothered about levelling up. Come on, let's face it. We all love levelling up. Okay, Kirsty, no problem. Save your battery, you need to. Yeah, put a locator thing on your charger. We've got to find a way of ensuring Kirsty has chargers to hand all the time. People-proof chargers. Every phone charger to me seems to be, it falls apart within, not minutes, but you know what I mean. It's just ridiculous. They need to last longer. Everything needs to last longer. Well, to be fair, I was looking at my phone earlier on. My case has got all kinds of damage on it, so it's done its job. The phone itself is fantastic. The case is absolutely ruined, and I didn't realise I dropped it that often. So, whoever the case maker is, shout out to you. No idea, so you're not getting a shout out really, but there you go. Finish Off-Road Piccolo Narcissus Barbie playlist catch which. Couldn't have said it better myself. Good luck, happy hunting. Speaking of good companies and firms or what have you, I ordered another set of glasses. Really nice, cheap but nice polarised prescription sunglasses from a great company over on the Wirral called Specs for Less. And I had an issue with it as I was putting it through, and I got a phone call off them. We see that you've ordered these glasses. You've also ordered ones without the prescription lenses. Is that correct, or have you made a mistake? I went, well, the app was playing up. I didn't really want them. No problem. I've deleted it, and you'll be refunded your money. Could have said nothing. I wouldn't have even noticed, and they could have kept the money. But instead, they phoned up and made sure that the order was correct. So, if you need glasses and you need them cheap, Specs for Less. Doesn't take long. Sent out to your house. Fantastic company. A pleasure to deal with. Oh man. Steve, you were watching a documentary last night with Madness walking through Camden. I might have seen that. I've seen a few of their documentaries that they've done of late. I love Madness. They were one of my first bands that I sort of found for myself. Them and U2. And I know people slag off U2, and quite rightly at times, because Bono is an absolute tit. But the first 4 albums, first 3 especially, were fantastic. How do we? You don't need them anymore. You got your eyes lasered. Oh man, I wish I could. I wish I had the spare money. Go to Turkey and get my teeth sorted out like Jeff, and get my eyes done, because I'm pissed off wearing glasses. I'd nice to be able to just wear normal sunglasses instead of having them all specially done. Madness are indeed the goats. Did you see the thing that was on Sky Arts, where it was sort of the story of Madness, and they were in the audience watching the stage play, but they were on the stage in the stage play, and there was people coming in, guest stars singing with them and things. Absolutely brilliant. I love that. Quite funny. They're a funny group as well, aren't they? The videos are always good. Oh. The stream's current bitrate is higher than the recommended bitrate. Is that a big fucking deal, is it? Knobheads. Yeah, I wonder how Twitch is getting on. I wonder if anyone's even seen this. Looked at it and thought, nah, not having that. Best investment you ever made went from minus 9.5 to 0. From vision disabled to healthy vision. That's a hell of a jump, that one. Minus 9.5. Wow. Madness is superb. Shame you only saw the specials live. There's no shame in that. The specials are absolutely incredible. Was that before the drummer died as well? It was one of my favourite drummers of all time. John, what's his name? Great, one of my favourite drummers of all time, and I can't remember his name. Yeah, Lee Thompson, when he dressed up as played his mother and sister. He's, I must admit, Lee Kicks Thompson. Very, very funny lad. I like the fact that all their videos, there's always something in it. Something funny, something a little bit off the wall. Plus they were in the young ones as well, weren't they? Which that episode was on the other night. Do you know Summer Holiday by Cliff? You are me, I'll smash your face in. My dad met Suggs when he was playing for Middlesbrough. My dad, Middlesbrough, not Suggs. Suggs never played for Middlesbrough. Chelsea were playing them, and they ended up going on the ale with Suggs. He also met Ian Gillan from Deep Purple, but we'll whisper it quietly because he's an Ipswich Town fan. Good band, but we can't have anyone supporting Ipswich, can we, Steve? How's that tea starting to go cold already? When me thermos mug of tea from earlier on, 6 hours later, was still red hot to the point where it was burning my face off. Don't know if I'm going to last the full 2 hours, but we're going to have to check something out, aren't we? Horace's haikus. I still haven't got round to sorting a little theme tune out for him. You know what I mean? Needs to be done, but here we go anyway. On autumn evenings, I like to drink lots of tea. I piss like a horse. Hoo-yah! Fair play, Horace. He's letting us into a few little secrets here, isn't he? Over the weeks, Horace. I've seen another side of him that I'm not 100% sure I actually like, to be honest, but there you go. Iced tea. It's not iced yet. It's getting there. That's why I don't mind during the summer if I have green tea with lemon. It doesn't matter if it goes ice cold because it tastes nice ice cold as well, as does the ginger infusion, which, I don't know, I think that might have been my dad's nickname years ago. Horace, man. Horace, that was another thing for the tiers when it comes to YouTube membership. Or what was it? What did I... Because I was bored, I started coming out with loads of stuff that I don't really need yet. But I thought there's going to be three tiers of memberships. The chat ignored the scum comment. Alright, so is that moderated out, is it, automatically? I know the chat does mod some stuff out occasionally. Just bizarre stuff. I don't know if it crops up and says held for review or not, but it's very, very strange. Yes, I'm sure. Anyway, I had a sneaking suspicion. The 3 tiers of membership that I was thinking of doing was the Just Joining Jeffs, the Crafty Kippers crew, and the High Roller Horaces. Fantastic ideas for someone who's got a successful channel. But they're there anyway, just in case. No, I don't think it's a spanner. I think it automatically, there's certain mods. There's an auto mod involved that just deletes it completely. And it's the same with... No buttons being pressed. It does automatically kicks out. I think YouTube automatically kicks out certain words. And I don't know which words they are. If it was written down on a sheet, I'd be able to tell you what they are to avoid, but yeah, strange. Yes, you feel a poll coming up? There may well be a poll. Yeah, so you didn't get to see it. It is one of those things. YouTube does have auto mods, and I think Botrix might do as well. You don't think YouTube speaks Dutch? It speaks utter shit at times, unfortunately. Which is why certain people get banned for doing nothing and others seem to get praised. If you've seen the whole of the Sniper Wolf and Jack's films, rather, stupid. She ended up doxing him, going to his house. She's got 35 million YouTube subscribers and then 6.5 million Instagram followers, and she was outside his house live streaming. This is where we are. Ridiculous. And yet she's still a poster girl for YouTube. No, so it didn't show up on the chat. And yeah, it's got to be YouTube. It would have shown up on my chat as well, to be honest with you, Steve. Because I am also a spanner, a complete and utter spanner. But it's weird. I don't think it's the bot. I honestly think YouTube cuts out certain things, certain phrases or certain words. They're trying to clean their act up a bit, aren't they? Yeah, we don't want to get my channel banned. I can do that myself. Definitely I can do that myself. Esther wouldn't get my channel banned anyway. She's been very supportive over the years. I'm quite thankful for the people around me who've been very supportive. Esther, you've leveled up to level 2. Well done. Are we? Oh, loyalty. Where are we? How's everyone getting on? Oh, it's decided to log me back out, even though it's obviously it's working because it's went and said there to you. Oof, yeah. Everyone's getting loads of points. People are levelling up. Half my daughter, who's not on it, obviously. She's too busy working hard. Working ZZ hard. It might have been the Russians, you never know. Oh, some Moldovan bush robber It's got a hint of Moldova about it, hasn't it? Do we know anything about Moldova apart from the fact that it sounds like a womble? I literally don't know anything about Moldova. Don't even know what's the capital of Moldova. What's the language? It's Romanian, isn't it? Probably Romanian. Have we ever looked at Moldova and seen what it's like? Cheers now. Right. Language is Romanian. The Republic of Moldova. And the translation into Romanian of Republic of Moldova is Republica Moldova. Heavy that, innit? Yeah. Cheers now. Cheers now. Wait, do you reckon everyone there knows your name? Half of Moldova is occupied by Russia. Isn't half of everywhere occupied by Russia? Half of London is definitely occupied by bleeding Russia. It was on the news this week, but you can't remember why. It's next to Ukraine. Do you know what? I seem to remember that as well. It was mentioned, wasn't it? Why was it mentioned? Bizarre. It will be snowing there at the moment, obviously. Obviously. It sounds like a snowy country, doesn't it? It's a great holiday destination if you want to relive the 80s USSR. Nothing has changed there since. Moldova wants to become a EU member. Most sensible places do want to become an EU member on account of the fact that it's the largest trading bloc on earth. To kick yourself out of it is absolute idiocy. Which obviously we did because we're absolute idiots. And so now I'm sat round waiting for cases to come in to work them because nobody's importing or exporting anymore. It's too much. There you go. Casper, the climate of Moldova is moderately continental, characterised by relatively mild winters with little snow, long warm summers and low humidity. The average annual temperatures vary between 6.3 centigrade in the north, 12.3 in the south. Warm weather lasts about 190 days. I was going to say that if you've copied and pasted that, fair play. If you haven't and that you're just making that up, you sound absolutely fantastic. Moldova does sound like a very Eurovision Song Contest kind of thing, doesn't it? Moldova, d'espoir. Strange as well. I left school, whatever year it was, stayed on to my sixth form, so in 1991. Half of the countries in Europe didn't exist when I finished my geography. Why don't you know the capital is? It didn't fucking exist when I was at school. That's why. Casper, copy pasta. But it needed to be done because we need educating. And if we've got one person who's willing to jump into Google, all the better. Plus, it's getting yourself, if you're copying and pasting off Google, you're getting yourself further and further up the Botrix list. This is genius work from Casper. I'm surprised no one else has thought of it. None of us know anything about Moldova apart from the fact that trains are popular, as is Mr. Bean. Beyond that, no one's got a clue. I love the idea of someone on Twitch actually coming across this stream and thinking, what on earth has Moldova got to do with Mr. Bean and trains? The capital of Moldova is M. Should be. And of course, there's a place in North Wales called Mould, which is where my dad was in digs when he first joined Wrexham. And a few of the other lads from Liverpool stayed in a place in Mould. So they've got very, very happy memories of the place. Yep, the other side of the Iron Curtain. Crazy football result predictions. They are, yes, they are huge in Moldova. Massive. With the Moldovan national team won by 3-falls and a submission against France. Yes, push the potatoes, push the buttons. It helps things. Yeah, you don't need to know much more about Moldova. I don't know, do they have trains in Moldova? They must do. All those Eastern European teams have got, Eastern European countries have football teams called Locomotive and Dynamo and things like that. So they're all related to the ironworks or the railworks and things like that. So I would think so. Isn't Transnistria in Moldova? The Black Sea apparently influences the Moldovan climate and moderates it. Yeah. It's inland, so the water temperature evens out the temperatures. Yeah, it would do. Of course. Yes, you forgot about the predictions. Steve, that was during extra time. Kirsty's found a charger. Fantastic, that's what we like to see. The old Soviet, yeah, it's got trains coming out their ears. They have. There's always a locomotive somewhere, which is a great name for a football team. Locomotive Liverpool would be a fantastic name. Man, I am starting to feel hungry. I am feeling hungry. And I can't eat too much too late. I can't have too heavy, otherwise I won't be able to sleep, will I? But I do have crunchy nut cornflakes. I actually bought some. 1,000 to both teams to win in extra full time. Mandy absolutely nailed it, of course. Rabbit is Kirsty. Kirsty is Rabbit. Rabbit hole library, so called because if you ever need to find a rabbit hole, ask Kirsty. She will find the holiest of rabbit holes and the rabbitest of rabbit holes possible. The weirdest stuff that's out there, which is fantastic. Daniel is, I think, blown away at times by just how weird some of the stuff is. It's nice to see as well, by the way. This is just a slight veer off, but talking about the weirdness of YouTube and rabbit holes and what have you, it's nice to see there's now beginning to be a little bit of a pushback on the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. Even he himself has changed his style. But have you ever heard of Sam Sulek, who's a bodybuilder? He doesn't have any thumbnails, it's just a still from somewhere in his videos. Doesn't edit them, does nothing. It's just him talking to a camera or him working out. And apparently it's now the big thing. People just being themselves and being real. That's the new sort of, I don't know. It's going to be the next big thing. Which, to be honest, isn't that what YouTube is? Apparently they've got 2.7 billion regular monthly users. 2.7 billion per month. Mr. Beast is getting 300 million views on his videos per year. So, are we all supposed to be like him? He's not massive. I mean, he's big compared to most of the YouTubers. But the overwhelming majority of people on YouTube are not making videos like him. It will be 80-year-old grannies who've been shown how to use it by the grandkids, who enjoy cat videos, and they'll just watch cat videos that are called My Cat, and they'll watch that one, and they'll watch another one afterwards called My Cat is Funny, and that's what all of YouTube is, really, apart from these little slivers like Mr. Beast. And we're told to be just like him. Why? Just be yourself, man. Be yourself. Callan. I'm about to find out how you pronounce your name, mate. Every time I see it, it just looks Dutch, and it's like Callan to me. But I don't want to be ignorant, so I'll have to find out exactly how you say it. Yep. Ever listened to Apocalyptic? Kirsty, have you ever listened to Apocalyptic? Is that a band? Down a violin rabbit hole at the moment. Oof, a violin rabbit hole. Callan. Right. Brilliant. Sorry about that. For calling you all kinds of things other than your real name. It's my own fault for speaking too many bloody languages. Yeah, Dutch pronounced, for me it is Callan. No, Callan. I'll have to remember that. I will get it wrong, obviously, because melty-faced brain explodey. Apocalyptic is a cello quartet playing metal. I've seen the two cellos fellas, the Croatian, playing loads of mad stuff. So I probably would like, if that's the case, I wouldn't mind seeing them. Apocalyptic, I'll have to check them out. Yep, Callan, you've been called worse. No problem. I have as well. By my own family, normally. On a regular basis. On the reggers. Rhyming with talent. That's a very interesting rhyme, that one, yeah. I was just going to say the same thing. It does look Dutch, it does, doesn't it? It's a very Dutch looking name. You only know Apoptygma Berserk, that's Scandi Electro. Never heard of them at all. Scandi Electro sounds interesting though. Don't speak to the family. Probably best. I can't escape mine, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, I'm quite lucky. Otherwise, I'd have been struggling without them. Yep. So, of course, Mandy, thanks to you now, the next time Callan comes into the chat, I am going to call him Talon, aren't I? Because it's my brain will put 9 and 9 together to come up with 6 million. Yeah, are you bald? Callan. Callan, yeah. It would make sense if you were Dutch. Carl, I remember Carl. Carla. I remember that from back then. Carla Cop. Baldy head. It reminds me of my mum. Some little kid had to go up me when I was in school over there. And my mum, he was wearing glasses, and my mum wanted to call him Four Eyes, so we called him Vierogen. And he looked at her like she had two heads. And apparently you don't call someone over there Vierogen if they've got glasses, you call him Bril Aap, don't you? Glasses monkey. So it's Bril Aap is something that's stuck with the family ever since, just because my mum calling some little knobhead of a kid Vierogen. Yes, that language has pervaded our very soul. It's has become part of us. What do I want to eat? You have hair for another 7 weeks. I tried to get rid of mine last night. I ended up going at a number 4 just to tidy it up. And I am so glad that I didn't, because it was freezing cold at the match today. Carlin refers to a specific young male farmhand in Danish. Now, see that name Carlin? There's a footballer who plays for maybe Cardiff, I think, called Carlin Grant. Which is why when I see it, that also comes to mind. He used to play for West Brom. I remember seeing him all the time, so it's a name that just jumps out at me. 7 weeks today, you'll have the full Uncle Fester. You're going to have to dress like him as well, though, definitely. I'm not sure you're supposed to call anyone that these days, whatever the language. Language is language. If you're having a go with someone, you'll call them what you feel like, won't you? Plus, this was 1983, I think it was. Brillap is a wordplay on Brulap, howl a monkey. Yeah, what happens in 7 weeks? The Dutch cognate would be kerel and brilleab in Danish. It starts with bro, so I think my daughter would like that one. Thapman and bro. Nothing wrong with a baldy bounce. No, you're right, Steve. Apart from when it's absolutely in freezing cold, which is why I ended up buying this. I might have to wear my Dutch one for the next game now. I need to be careful wearing that. I can't wear it against the likes of Wolves or someone. "7 weeks yesterday, you'd be in full riff-raff mode. Then the following day, hair no longer needed." Off. I always feel better after I've shaved my head. Not shaved it, but use the clippers. Yeah, you're going to document it? I document everything now. I would genuinely just document absolutely everything. I wanted to get the last little bit of me drive. I didn't want to do the full 45-minute drive today because it's just too much. But I was going to do the last little bit, coming up past the Royal Oak, up Spellow Lane, up to the stadium. But I couldn't do it because my phone was bollocksed. Clippers then razor, full-on proper razor. Rocky Horror, yep. The full-on Rocky Horror. That'll be interesting to see. Plenty of pics of you floating around after 30 years of riff-raff mode. That's what we like to see. Giving it your all. Full-on riff-raff. I've been called riff-raff for the last 30 years, if that helps. Mad Camden. I've never been to Camden. Been to London so many times, and Euston is not really that far away from Camden, but I've never ever been there. Obviously I've been to loads of football stadiums, and I've been to Euston Tower. Euston Tower the last time I went, before we ended up going somewhere else, moving to a different building. I was on floor 13 or something stupid, and looking out you could see Grenfell, and it wasn't that long after the place had been on fire, and it was horrific seeing it before they covered it up. Just absolutely horrible. That stuck in my mind for a little while, that. Yeah, never been to the show, just seen the film. Same here. Seen the film years ago, though. That must have probably decades ago now. Tim Curry, isn't he fantastic? I mean, genuinely, isn't he fantastic? You get recognised loads at different theatres. Good, as you should. If you're putting the effort in, you should get recognised. So it was at Llandudno a couple of years ago. Why do I keep saying Llandudno when I know it's Llandudno? I love that place. Yeah. Do you get recognised as yourself or as the character? That is a good question. Can people see beyond the character to the gentleman that we know? That's what we want to know. That's the important thing. That and food is the important things. I might order something in, I might be naughty and order something fat. To hell with the consequences. Someone liked my comment. The comment was sapping bro. This all fits in together, this, doesn't it? How's my Twitch following getting on? There's no one watching, but yeah, the Ken Loach film. Has anyone seen that, by the way? Riff Raff, the Ken Loach film. Absolutely superb. Mandy, I know you can't stand Ricky Tomlinson, but he is great in that film. But the Riff Raff is that we're talking about here is from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Alexa, order a fat one. A massive one. My mate runs a pizza shop round the corner. Don't know why I didn't just give him a text, drop something off now from your mate with the stroke and see if I get any money off. How do we live under a ton of rocks? It's not a ton of rocks, is it? It's a ton of hay. You move from the hay to sticks to rocks, or that's the Three Little Pigs, isn't it? Esther, you can't watch which one, Riff Raff or the Rocky Horror? Mandy, you've only been to Llandudno Theatre twice, once for your niece's graduation. Boss place, Llandudno, if you're ever in the area. Check out the whole of the North Wales coast. Marvellous. You can see it from here, or you can see Snowdon and Snowdonia from here on a good day, on a nice day when it's clear. And you can also see the Cumbrian Mountains in a different direction. It's marvellous. I'm going to have to go to Parbold Hill because you can see Liverpool from there, and you can also see the whole of North Wales and Cumbria and all kinds. Yeah, that too, it is. Hay everywhere. Bumped into the guy playing Frank the day after the show in civvies and no hair. Riff Raff front row. Nice. Kirsty's gone slidey Dutch. Riff Raff. Right, it will be available somewhere. It is out there somewhere. Keeps cropping up occasionally, just it'll show up on, I don't know, I can't remember what it used to be on. It might have been Channel 4. So if it is, it'll show up on the app, the Channel 4 app. Keep your eye on that, it'll be on there. You're off to Sunderland to see it in January. Almost hung up your costume 2 years ago. It's not Sunderland, by the way. There's only 2 syllables in Sunderland if you're up there. Sunderland. Llandudno, God's Waiting Room. M&S is the cheapest place to buy food. There's plenty of God's Waiting Rooms, isn't there? Southport is also known as God's Waiting Room for the same reason. Lots of rich old people in nursing homes just waiting for the for Europe to play the final countdown. Chroma, yeah, there you go, Steve. I thought there would be one round there as well. They're everywhere, aren't they? Bournemouth being especially renowned for one as well. As Lee Evans said, all the shop windows in Bournemouth are varifocal. It's the same. Southport's definitely the same. Although we get accused of being posh. Ilfracombe as well, yeah. Yeah, Southport gets accused of being posh because there's loads of money here. Well, there is. Lots of footballers live here. But also, there's some poorish areas. It's a nice place. It's not ridiculously fantastic. Eastbourne, yeah. That's it, sorry, not Bournemouth. Eastbourne, that's the one. Callan, Talon's level up. Fantastic. That's what we like to see. More and more levelling. Yeah, everyone's doing well here. Everyone's doing loads of points as well. Not just levels, loads of points as well. Fantastic stuff. Level 4, almost as high as your heels. Fair play, mate. You can't argue with that. You can't argue with that. Proper heels. If you can walk in heels, mate, you deserve a medal for that. Not that I've tried, but I can barely walk in my shoes at the moment. I've had 3 dying for a piss moments today, and I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk down the aisles where everyone was sat because I just haven't got the balance to be able to do that at the moment. I had to sit where I was in me row until everyone had left, and then limp as quick as I could to the gents. But that's the problem of sitting right in the middle of a row. It's equidistant that way to the way out and that way to the way out. And whichever way I went, I'd have to walk past people. I can't do it. Mandy, how many points do you need? Why are you asking me? I haven't got a clue. Botrix is an absolute... It should be written in Swahili as far as I'm concerned. Makes no bleeding sense. It's got a mind of its own. It's mates with Jeff. That's all you need to know. That's how bad things are. It's mates with Jeff. The women at your shows, Callan, say that you're braver than them. That would surprise me. That would not surprise me at all. Guessing it was more than 50. Well, you're up to 5,045 now, according to this. So I don't know. We've never understood how people can walk on heels. You look like a drunk penguin when you're trying. Yeah, never tried it myself, thankfully. When you're 6'4" and you've got bad ankles anyway and your knees are knackered, nah, no way on earth I'll get away with that. I'll be back in hospital within days. 6-inch spiked heels, Jesus. Fair play, mate, fair play to you. You are, in fact, you're not just talented, you're talented. Very, very talented indeed. That's incredible. It's getting a bit late, so...
But Kipper's Vindaloo. It can't be good for you.
We have to go Kipper's corner. We have to go.
Kippers kicks ass.
Woman delivered her own baby in car travelling at 60 miles per hour. Kira Musetti was just minutes away from a hospital in Cumbria when her baby suddenly popped out. Kipper says, just stop the car.
Kippers kicks ass.
Kipper's Vindaloo. It can't be good for you.
I would have to agree with him there. Don't be doing 60 mile an hour when you've got a head between your legs in any way, shape or form. And when you've got a belly full of arms and legs, certainly don't be doing it. Yeah, Kinky Boots, yeah, that was a Boss film. Used to be on a bike with stilettos. That takes some doing. The first time you jumped to the left was a little bit ropey. I can imagine. You could bike with stilettos as long as you didn't have to get off the bike. I don't even think I could start doing that. I have to wear the flats for driving. Fair play, mate. I was just wearing me Adidas Trabs, me LA trainer. Because let's face it, I'm not a football casual by any stretch of the imagination, but I do wear a lot of the stuff that they wear as well. I had my smock on. First time I had a proper public outing today. me Liam Gallagher type smock. And I can't do me walk like I normally did. Did I bike a lot of my Dutch days? I did, but not as much as a lot of people over there did. I used to cycle to football training from where we lived. That was when I got seen by all the Arsenal fans when I was wearing me Everton shirt. But yeah, I suppose probably cycled a bit more than your average Brit would do, but nowhere near as much as your average Dutch people did. They love the bikes over there, man. And of course, it's catered for over there. You're safer. You're looked after. Steve, no, never a full kit tosser. This is a rule that I've always had as well. I don't wear colours, never have done. Since the early 80s, when my uncle used to take me, you don't wear your colours. And then playing five-a-side, I would never wear a full kit. I could wear the shorts and the socks, but we have to wear a different t-shirt or something like that. Never a full kit tosser. Never ever. Yet. I might do one day though. And if I do, I'll show you. Someone from school didn't know she was pregnant, so she gave birth in the toilet. Thinking she needed to do toilet. That's heavy, that, mate. Started off as riffing butler mode, now the spacesuit made for you. Go in, go hard, or go home. Man, everyone needs the points. Kirsty doesn't have the balance for heels. Add that on a bike, you end up hurt. Yes, Kirsty, we know these things. We don't want that. We don't want you getting hurt. You've got no money for cars. There's plenty of money in the Netherlands. Plenty of it. You're just more sensible over there. You know that not everyone needs a bleeding car. Plus, the place is flat. 99.9% of Netherlands is flat. It's easier just to ride. Much easier. And it's nice. It's a nice place. You don't want to be going through it at 70 mile an hour or at 112 kilometres an hour. Take your time. Cycle through. Beautiful. It happens quite often, does it? 3 or 4 times a year, someone comes in with a pain in their abdomen or back, not knowing they're pregnant. Oof. Yep. Callan, do you get paid, or is it just for the fun of it, just for the sheer? It's fantastic doing it. 55 kilometres to your work. Yes. How do you'd have to go for your car with that one. Unless you are a proper full-on Tour de France, I wouldn't suggest cycling 55 kilometres to work and back. Nah, use the car. But for your average little journeys around, just enjoy. Don't get paid, just an audience member. Still sounds great, that though. Yeah, 55 is a hell of a drive. What's that in miles? That's 35 or something. So yeah, 34 miles. That's like driving to Manchester and back. Or rather, driving there to Manchester. And then back. Made so many friends all over the UK from seeing the show. Also seeing people every week going to the midnight show when you lived in California. That's brilliant. It does seem to be, the Rocky Horror does seem to have not just an audience, it is a bit of family-ish, isn't it? Obviously it's a cult film. But you just seem to see people who love it and go in absolutely 100%. Like to see that. It does seem to be a little bit of a family. Yeah, fantastic. Are you allowed in if you're not dressed up? Good question. Casper, your mum has around 55 kilometres to work as well. Does nobody live near where they work or work near where they live? Crazy. Mind you, I work 19 miles away from where I live as well, which is, I don't know. Let's have a look what that is. 30 kilometres away. Yeah, which is still not bad. civvies are allowed reluctantly. I like that. Go on, you can, but we're gonna judge you. We're gonna tut. We're gonna tap our feet and realise that you're not one of us. Brilliant. That's what we like to see. The Charcoal Coffee Company. Adam, how you doing, mate? This is the Charcoal Coffee Company. Anyone who's watching, the link is below in the description. Go and get yourself some absolutely superb coffee. The Ethiopian geisha coffee is an absolute delight. Get it ordered. Fantastic stuff. Makes it easier to spot the virgins, of course. The uninitiated. You try to work a bit closer to home in Roermond and Sittard, but you got to bore out. Sittard, of course, another thing that is heavy on the mind of every Evertonian, because we played Fortuna Sittard in the 84-85 Cup Winners' Cup. It was a quarter-finals. We beat them anyway. And we went on to win. We beat Rapid Vienna in the final at De Kuip in Rotterdam. So it's that year it was fantastic. We were still living in the Netherlands when Everton got through to the final at De Kuip in Rotterdam. And before we had a chance to watch it, we moved back to bloody England. And of course, my dad, playing for FC Twente, could have got tickets. So we ended up getting tickets and giving them to all our family. We went over and watched. Just sold out to the Honduras. No more of that for a while. No more Honduras from Charcoal Coffee Company, but he will have some other stuff on there that is absolutely gorgeous. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. You've corrupted a number of virgins at the show over the years. That's what you're supposed to do when you're in show business. But just don't do it like Rolf Harris and people like that, you know what I mean? Roermond is where your stepdad's from. Some places here has an ambulance response time close to 25 minutes. Casper, that is rapid compared to what the UK have got at the moment. I think the average is about 4 hours or something. The Kuip is a great atmosphere. I've never been, unfortunately. I would have loved to have gone to that one. The European Cup Winners' Cup final in 1985, but I was 12 and we were on our way back to the UK. But, you know, we still won, so it's something that sticks in the mind of every Ottonian. The fans were playing football with the police outside, having a kick about, and everyone was well behaved. And then people were not so well behaved in Belgium in that same year, and we ended up banned from Europe for no fault of our own, when we were the best team in Europe by an absolute distance, and we would have pissed the European Cup the following year. Still, I'm not bitter. Manchester's really gone downhill for people dressing down for the show. That surprises me. Manchester always comes across as being a real, don't give a shit kind of city. Everyone's up for it constantly. Right, the max ambulance time there is 11 minutes. They don't have to come from the hospital to spread throughout the country. Again, a country where they're looking after the people, the patients. Adam, the plan is when you hit monetization, hopefully you'll have a YouTube shop just selling charcoal roasted coffee. As far as you're aware, you'll be the only store in the UK or the EU selling it. That would be absolutely superb to see. Oh, mate, fingers crossed for you. I mean, that really is a genuine, massive selling point as well, isn't it? That's what we want to see. We want to see us all doing well on here. Callum, spend most of your time pre-show, interval and post-show having people asking for photos. As well you should. Yeah, Esther, you swerved the Kuip as though you're an Ajax fan. Yep. So we've got a Feyenoord, an Ajax and an FC Twente fan all in the chat, and we're all getting on. Isn't that the way forward? It's the way it should be. None of this arsing round. At least we've got no bleeding Groningen fans in. Yeah, it's the problem. We've got a few giant hospitals, 65 kilometres to the closest. That's ridiculous. Right, so over there, if one ambulance is called, the ones around it, shift location. Very, very smart. That's what you want to see. Unfortunately, we've got a government that is completely underfunded the NHS, so we are seeing people struggle to get anywhere. And we don't want that. There should be more ambulances, more hospital beds, more people working there. Back in the day, you'd go to a show with a group of about 30 people. It's a shame that if it's not the same anymore, then it should be. Cities like Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle, Glasgow, Belfast, Dublin, London, they should all be like that. There should be more than enough people there. Yeah, you're a Brabanter, but for some reason your dad was a Feyenoord fan, so yeah, you follow, as we all do. Again, I was only talking about that with the lad in front of me earlier on today at the match. So does your dad come to the games? Well, he used to. He had a season ticket for 30 years. Now he can't because of his health. So, but I was brought up as a Blue because even though he was playing for other teams at the time, I was still brought up to be an Everton fan because that's what you do. The family's Blue. We all are. These things never change. Peace and love, peace and vibes, man. That's the way things should be. It can't be horrible. It needs to be nice. When you were a child, there was one 18 kilometres south of here and one 15 kilometres north. It's how soon these things change. It's horrible, isn't it? We should all be looked after much better than we are. Much, much better. Anyway, I'm starting to get tired now. Proper tired and hungry. Tired and hungry. Saturday night is always die-hard fans' night, so 99% in costume. Last time in Manchester on a Saturday night, it was almost 50-50. That's a horrible drop-off. And that's not the kind of show where you need 50-50. You need a lot more there, dressed up like that. The same as the Mighty Boosh and things like that. When you go and watch them, everyone's wearing costumes. All part of the fun of it. Yep. Your mum was Feyenoord but married an Ajax fan. That's what you call a mixed marriage. Very awkward. Adam, nice one. Cheers, mate. Nice to see you as well. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Good to see you, Rain. Good to see you. Yeah, it totally changes the atmosphere. The whole vibe changes when it's only 50-50. Shame that. Hopefully, it'll be a bit more back to normal. People enjoy themselves a bit more. Dress up, have fun. That's the way things should be. Yeah, what is the most popular costume? And we get the dogs need to go for their walk before bed. And their pee before bed, of course. We know these things. It happens every stream. We get to a certain point, and as soon as Hadwig's dogs need to go for the pee, that's when we know to start chilling it off. You've also been the only one doing the callbacks a number of times. That's a shame, now. It's part of the theatre of it, isn't it? Literally the theatre of it. Yeah, they got a built-in clock. Animals have definitely got that built-in clock. Yep, so I'm about to start closing this down because this has been ridiculous. It's such a long day. A day without food. A day without enjoyment. Bastards. Hate them. But yeah. Thank you very much for joining me. To anyone who's seen any second of this on Twitch, I apologise. But this is what it's like. It has gone quick this evening, hasn't it? Thank you very much, Welterusten, to our Nederlanders. One night it turned into a slanging match between you and Nicholas Parsons. That's what you like to see, even though he's a really nice bloke, isn't he, apparently. Rest up and get something to eat. Yes, definitely, and woof to the dogs. So.
All right, let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
And that's that. I will see you later.
Booyah!